What's going on today, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. I know I am, because we're here doing our final review of the 509 Mach V with the commander setup on the new helmet. So I've had this helmet now for a couple weeks. I've gone on about 5 or 6 rides, both with the street and with the supermoto, and here is what I am in love with and what I don't love about the helmet. So hopefully you guys can make an informed decision when you're buying your helmet. Now, the biggest thing for me, and I got it right here, is I love this Cardo system on it. The thing that I love the most is when you turn it off, it tells you how much battery it has.
Battery status, full.
It is a whole understatement of what it is. Compared to my Senna, I have no clue until I plug it in or I go into the app and check the battery. It tells me every time I turn it off. I turn off, I listen for it, don't need to charge it, perfect. I'll put it up on the shelf, won't charge it, won't have to worry about it. The other thing is the third light, the brake light. It's an awesome feature. Take it or leave it. I like to have as many lights as I can, especially behind me. And it just helps out. Another thing that I absolutely love is the visor. So I didn't like it in the beginning, and I guess love is a little bit loose. I like it a lot. It's the optimum amount of tinted. So compared to the Icon at night, I can actually see with this one. The Icon, I ride home with the visor all the way up because I can't see anything. So this one I can actually ride with the tinted visor down. Now it is definitely a little bit darker, but it's not very noticeable how much darker it is. Now, it's winter time now, which might be good now and bad later in the summertime, but for right now, I really like the tint level on this, especially being the street bike. The street bike, I'm more likely to be out late and getting stuck coming home late. So it's really nice to have that visor where you can actually see and actually be traveling at freeway speeds and not be squinting and catching everything in the eyes, because I never have my glasses with me or sunglasses or even clear safety glasses. I don't have anything with me. So I ride with either the visor down or the visor up, and it's just not fun either way. My biggest gripe has got to be the ventilation. I don't love the ventilation on it. The Venturi system works great. That's not part of the ventilation system. The Venturi system works great. I rode in the rain twice with this, and it didn't fog up at all. I started to fog up when I took it into the store and didn't even take the helmet off, just because I wanted to see how long if it would take that hot air and instantly fog it up, and it did awesome. It barely even fogged up even a little bit, and even then I just flipped the visor up and it was gone. Venturi system, awesome system. The other part of it, cooling the helmet down, that one I'm not in love with. This is the only one up top to take the intake, and it shoves it right on your forehead, which is fine. It's probably going to be fine in the summer, but in the winter, even finding this with gloves on is hard enough. You've got a bump right here and a bump right here, and you're trying to fiddle around with gloves on trying to find this thing, and you can't really slide it. You don't know which way it is without sitting there and playing with it. So that's one of them. That one I can live with. Fine. But on the fly, it's kind of annoying. Absolutely annoying on the fly is the cheek Venturis. If you want to turn them off or get the air stopped coming in from the side around your face. My face was freezing, and it's 40 degrees out. My face is freezing. I was trying to turn the Venturi system off. It's not intuitive. It took me stopping, taking the helmet off, and actually looking around to try to find it. And if you look on the sides, there's nowhere for any vent stuff to close, especially while you're riding. Well, it's actually on the inside, and they're right You might not be able to see it, but they're right here on the inside to close this system. So that is completely inaccessible while you're writing to try to get those closed. It's a complete stop and figure it out. The other thing, the visor's starting to kind of get better. I'm purposely pushing it up and closing it a lot more, but it definitely is still very sticky. The other gripe that I have is the Cardo system. The way it makes sense to me, up and down for volume is opposite. So I believe that to go up is forward and down is backwards. I don't know, just the intuitive way for me to try to like turn it up is not up. So I constantly turn it down, and then I get frantic and try to turn it up, and then it goes to max volume, and then it's screaming, and then I'm trying to slowly pull it back. So it takes a little bit to get used to, and that's probably just me and user interface, because even these are super hard to feel with the gloves. So if I don't turn it on before I put it on, it's very annoying to turn it on. It instantly connects though. My phone, it instantly is connected to my phone every time. No problem. I never have a problem with it connecting to the phone. I still have to figure out their system, but if I hit play, it doesn't go into the right, it goes into my Apple Music, and I want Pandora usually, but that's on me. The other thing that I thought would be the absolute best thing about this helmet is kind of more cumbersome to do than not. So the ear pucks, I thought would be the most awesome thing ever. You can kind of isolate everything and get it the perfect fitment, get nice tight helmet, you know, make it so it doesn't shake around. Well, the system is set up to where the pump up is on your right side, on your throttle hand. So if you want to pump it up while you're riding, you have to take your hand off throttle, cruise, try to push behind your head, find it, push behind your head, hope you have enough speed to keep going, grab on, push, and it's just, it needed to be on the left side. The right side doesn't make sense. The right side makes sense for the release, because that's easy. But the left side, you can cruise along with your left hand on there a little easier than your right hand, because you need the throttle. That's my biggest complaint about this, is I don't like where this push, the Air Jordan system is at. I don't like it. Getting on and going is perfect, but if you want to adjust it at all, you're stopping. So that's two things you got to deal with when you stop, that are forcing you to stop when you're riding. Now, that might be just a little bit nitpicky, and I mean, you can live with them. Once I figure out where the pucks need to be at, and where I figure out my air temperature and kind of how I want the air going in, that'll be different. But 5 rides in, and I haven't quite figured out the perfect setting for me. It's a little bit too tight when I put it on, a little bit too loose while I'm riding, and the air's always changing. You never know kind of what kind of air condition you're going to get into. So those are my biggest gripes. Where it shines is, and this might be because it doesn't have a visor on it, but in the rain, this thing wicks water very well. So if you ever have water just kind of pooling up, turn your head to the side, and that water all wicks off. And then you turn your head to the other side, all wicks off, and you're clear. So it just takes a quick turn, get that air to blow the water off, and it's done. And it's easy to see again. You don't have to sit there, wipe your hands on your shield, scratch your shield up. So that is absolutely awesome. The Venturi system has not fogged up on me. It is an amazing system, and I kind of wish it wasn't proprietary so that other people could use it, because all it is just pushing air through, and that air pushing through is forcing air or sucking air out. It works very, very well on this helmet. Plus, it makes it look nice and cool. You could put some pods out here and make like a Mad Max one. Be a really cool helmet for a Mad Max helmet. The other thing that's noteworthy on the helmet is the fidlock system. It is an awesome system. If you're messing around, you're playing with it, you're taking it on and off, as long as you don't have gloves on. If you have gloves on, you can't feel this little tab. All this feels the same, and it's hard to kind of get put back if you put your gloves on first. You can get it, but it is a little bit harder, and that's just because feel. Now, I'm kind of biased in this because on my other helmet, I don't even tighten the strap down. I have it loose enough so my chin can come out. It's not the safest thing, I know, but I apparently can't be bothered to do chin straps. But this one, it's tighter. It actually holds better. I'm surprised at how well this holds on here. And pulling it off is really easy. Done. And now you're out. Sometimes I pull it and I don't even realize that it's loose when I'm trying to take it off. So it is a very good system. And a lot of my gripes about the helmet is me just getting used to it. Other than the pump up. That one was a mistake. That one needed to be on the other side, the non-throttle side. But other than that, it's a lot of user getting to know it. And the helmet honestly isn't any, I mean, it's special. It's definitely special, but it doesn't have really a special shape. It's pretty close to the new icon where it has the face shield coming down. Now there's only 2 of them, but you cut it right here and it looks like pretty much every other helmet that you kind of see. If you didn't have badging on all of them, you really couldn't tell them apart unless you really knew what you're looking at. It does have the spoiler. A lot of them don't, or the little ducktail fin thing. So that kind of does set it apart. It has the rear reflectors, so that kind of sets it apart. But the general shape, and you're not going to get much further away from the general shape of it, right? I mean, the icon's kind of like a dirt bike helmet, and then it's the crossover between the dirt bike and street. And then this is pretty much follows the street formula, what works well. The key features on it work great. The air vents, as much as I didn't like them on that ride, if I actually think about it, they worked very well. My face was so cold on that ride, but that's because the vents were all open and I didn't know that they were open until I got halfway through the ride and was freezing. But they work well. It's got scoops on it. The scoop sucks in air. It's got scoops to suck in air to pull air out, so it does a very good job of air management. I would say it's better than my Icon. I like my Icon, but there's so many other switches and things to kind of open and close, and they don't really do that much. They open a little mesh spot that might get a little bit of air going through it, but it's not like an actual scoop where it's sucking that air in or forcing that air in and out. Again, right off the top of the head, I'm liking the visor. I love the shape of the helmet. I love the looks of the helmet. I love the Venturi system. The Cardo system, it's growing on me. I do actually miss the Senna button that made it easy to kind of click around, because that system, if you went really fast, it didn't go up fast. It would go up kind of at a constant rate. This one is definitely, you go fast, it's fast. It's to the end. But the speaker quality is awesome. They're very, very good. And the pucks do a very good job of isolating any noise. I still get a lot of road noise coming in, but if I'm singing or if I'm yelling or saying something, I can't really hear my own voice in the helmet. And that's kind of saying a lot. So a lot of the road noise is coming through these vents, and it's keeping it isolated to the helmet. So it does a very good job of keeping the noise level down and being able to hear the audio. Phone calls on it, awesome. Audio on it, awesome. The Cardo system, it's a known true system that works, which on here, completely integrated. way cooler than any system that you have to pull everything apart and toss in a new, pull your whole helmet apart and toss in a new system, and then have this bulky extra piece kind of hanging on. It's nice to take off to put to the battery or put to charge, but I'd much rather have a nice sleek design. Can't really tell. It just makes it look so much cleaner on a helmet. So yeah, there you go. There's my official ride review after having this helmet. Am I getting rid of it? No, I'm gonna keep it for a long time. This is gonna be a good helmet. Am I opposed? Is this gonna be the last helmet I ever have? Definitely not. I'm definitely gonna get a different helmet. It's a little bit heavy, and that's just because it has all the extra tech in it, has a battery on it, but it's gonna stick around. It's gonna be on the channel a bit. Happy with the purchase. Would I do it again? Yeah, definitely would. Definitely would. It's been a good helmet so far. And is it completely replacing all my helmets? No. It's not. Each one has its own place. That icon, I like it. It's just, I like the looks of it. This one has its own purpose, its own build. One other thing that I'm not super in love with, which could have been fixed really easily, and maybe it's because I don't have the nose piece that comes with it. There's supposed to be a nose piece that goes in here, but I just haven't switched it over yet. The helmet actually has a knockout right here where you can see really, really well below you. But as soon as you put this visor down, you could see all the way down into here. Well, now you can't see past here. So you're losing that an inch of visual view down. Well, it cuts off right at my mirrors, and I don't see any of my dash. So I have to physically look down at my dash to see what I'm doing versus just glancing down with my eyes. The other thing is it's got a weird heads up display type thing, like a Call of Duty, where the whole perimeter has a ring around it. You can kind of tell. That ring is definitely like a heads up display. It is like a video game, and you see just that. It is what it is. It's the field of view kind of feels a little narrow for what it needs to be, but it also needs to have all the space for the stuff and the tech and everything. It does seal very well, but the field of view I think is a little bit narrower than I would like it. But it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, because they're not gonna be able to fix it, because they want you to have that nose cone to direct your air, your breath down. I don't have it in there because I wanted to see if it would fog up, but it makes it a little bit cumbersome when you're just cruising, sitting up on the bike, and you go to look down at your speed, and you actually have to physically look down to see where you're going, or even my mirrors. It cuts off most of my mirrors when I'm just kind of standing up. If I'm tucked, it's a different story, but when I'm up just kind of cruising, you have to actually physically look down. Again, riding style will change all that. If you're tucked all the time, perfect, which this helmet's meant to be tucked. And you don't have to even have the helmet on to hear it. It's loud enough to where you take the battery or take the helmet off, turn it off, and you go, oh crap, what was the battery status? And then it tells you. That's the best. That's such an underrated system, that is such an underrated feature that a lot of things should utilize, because that is so nice. Take it off and go, okay, turn it off, done. Put it on the shelf, turn it off, and go, oh, do I need to charge it? No, it's full, so I don't need to charge it. And that's after riding it for, I think, just close to 40 minutes. Full, listening to music with the backlight on. I've turned it on and off a couple times since then, and it's still full. The battery system on it's very, very good. Well, that's going to do it for me. I really like this helmet, and I like all the stuff that's going on with it, and I hope that they keep pushing it, because this is kind of like the first of to get these features. So I hope that they improve on a lot of things. Maybe they'll see this and fix the biggest issue that I have. But I would buy the helmet again. I like it. It's a great helmet. With that, I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy mine. If you like what we're doing here, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Helps me know what you guys like. Helps me kind of tailor the content more towards you guys. Plus, it just helps the channel out. We're trying to grow here. I'm trying to get a lot more subscribers this year. So it would help me out a ton. And if you guys get this helmet, leave a comment below. I want to know what color face shield you're putting on your helmet. It seems like everybody's got this fire. I forgot what they called it now. It's like fire and ice or something like that. This helmet, visor on this helmet, and currently the matte gray is the only one that you, or matte black is the only one that you can get. But I want to know what visor color you're going. You still rocking the stock clear, or you got the blue one? Or I forgot what other colors they got. I want to know. Leave it a comment below. I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to enjoy mine. Rock those helmets, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.